back up to 27 viewers. We're ready to start. Sorry about that, guys. We're going to get into Team Select right now. There we are. Okay, so we've got XsV versus AzianGlow. I'm expecting XsV to do very targeted bans.
Oh, and they are both doing very targeted bans. The immediate Fizz and Twitch. Twitch being a carry that Gloriouswell has done very well in his past previous games.
It's going to be very interesting to see if they try to ban him out completely or if they're going to go for bans across the board. There are a couple of champions that if they ban them out, it's going to be a little bit interesting. There's the Renekton. They're going completely after every carry that I think XsV has played in the past 10 games, which could be good and it could be bad. I know that a lot of people like to scout when it comes down to looking at your opponent, especially first round in a tournament. We'll see how that works out, because Renekton is a very big pick when it comes to Aereo. And the Vayne ban, they're just working on banning out Mr. Gloriouswell.
Ooh. Oh, and we're gonna see the looks like a Gnosis jungle just right off the bat. Like I'm a very big fan of Gnosis jungle. He just provides so much utility into the fights later on in mid game and late game with that Wither on the AD carry. So much move speed reduction and so much attack speed reduction. It basically takes them out of the fight.
Yeah, there was actually a conversation with the team recently about what junglers to play. When it comes down to champion pools, Parasomniac has a pretty big pool, actually. He plays a lot of Rammus, plays a lot of Jarvan, plays a lot of Amumu, but that doesn't mean that he can't play other junglers, and that doesn't mean that he's not comfortable with other junglers, which I think that a lot more people are going to find out very soon.
I can't spell. Oh, and we are going to see that Gnosis being picked up. Team AzianGlow just sitting there, I guess, discussing exactly what they're gonna go ahead and choose. I'm pretty sure with usually when you have a delay like this, they're just gonna immediately grab it and then lock in, or not. We see the Heimerdinger being hovered over, a fan favorite, of course, providing a lot of turret defense to the team.
Yeah, definitely a lot of pushing power, a lot of lane. Yeah. I couldn't say that with a straight face. All right, so we've got a Caitlyn. Hovering over Caitlyn could be a pretty solid pick, especially with the Nasus jungle. She has a chance to get out before Nasus can kind of lock her down, and you've got the Lulu just in case. Got the slow, got the knock up, got the shield. Just a very good utility kind of support.
I'm actually surprised that she switched over from cleanse to barrier, because like you really need that cleanse later on in the game when you get withered. Otherwise, you're just going to be taken out of the fight, or you're just going to have especially if you get caught too early. And she might actually change this with this Thresh being picked up. This amount of CC it provides to the team is just such a big threat that you're probably going to want to go with that cleanse. But I mean, it's always the AD carry's choice on that, what their playstyle is, and if he can manage avoiding all the crowd control effects that are going to be aimed on him because he is the damage, we could see this play out very well for AzianGlow.
Now, I think it's very funny that there's a hover over Jace. I don't know how many of you guys actually watched us when we were in the MOBA Fire tournament. Aereo played a lot of Renekton in that tournament, and there was a lot of Jace against him. And actually, in the final game that they got sent home, he was playing against a Jace, and ever since, he said, you know what, I hate this champion so much that I need to learn how to play him.
And he ends up grabbing Draven. Oh, I love Draven, especially Draven just being the major lane bully, just the extra amount of damage from his axes, and just the amount of CC that Thresh provides, especially with his death sentence. If you get caught by that, and there's no peel, since Caitlyn right now does not have that cleanse, the damage stacked onto her from that combo would just be ridiculous, and probably could push her out of lane. The Volibear being immediately locked in right there. I love Volibear jungle just because, like, before they nerfed his movement speed increase from like 60% at level 1 to like 20%. Like he was just a monster in the jungle, having so much like speed to just jump into a lane and immediately throw someone over his shoulder, just for that gank potential. It's quoted from Bishu, it's like singed all over again. And the Nunu, oh. Nunu being a really popular top lane after being picked up by Soaz versus Wicked in that top lane matchup for the EU All-Stars. Just Soaz showed extremely how powerful Nunu can be, and just how much of a terror he can be in lane when you cannot push him out at all due to his ability to just consume and heal up. Oh man. The NWO looks like he's hovering over that Ziggs. Is NWO the mid player, I'm assuming? Yes, it looks like he is the mid player of Blue Team. The two brothers, Glorious Will and NWO, being the carries of their respective team. And it's always really good for the carries to have really good synergy together and just like really good communication. And I hope that's true because they are brothers. Because if you are able to focus the same target, they will go down faster if you're both the damage dealers.
And there's the Ryze pick from NWO. Ryze is really his pick for when he doesn't want to mess around anymore. He plays a lot of other mids when it comes down to playing ranked, playing solo queue, stuff like that. But when he's in a tournament, he plays Ryze very exclusively and very deadly. It's definitely a pick that has the opportunity to just have him ramp out of control, which is very interesting. They picked up the Cassiopeia against him. It's going to be very interesting to see how that lane goes away. If Cassiopeia is going to be able to kind of, hold him off so that he doesn't really ramp up the way that he's looking for, or if Ryze is really going to get the better end of that stick.
Oh, I'm loving the Cassiopeia pick. I have not seen Cassiopeia in an extremely long time. Just the meta switching over to tankier characters or tankier champions in general, and just Cassiopeia being the extremely squishy but like extremely high damage mid caster. I would love to see just a massive amounts of AoE damage from the Nunu and the Cass picks. Just so much AoE, and CC as the slow and the stun, possibly nuking down the XsV team. How do you think the lane matchups will go? We'll just go over this in the 3-minute delay that we're going to have to wait through.
The lane matchups are going to be a little bit interesting. One of the lanes that I'm going to be really focusing on is the Jace versus Nunu. Nunu definitely has a chance to have that kind of sustain, but if we're seeing the acceleration gate shockwave combo from Jace and he's able to just zone Nunu out from being able to get anything, it could be very bad for Nunu. He might not get as many things as he's looking for. He might not be able to get the farm that he's looking for.
Mm-hmm. I think when it comes down to it, if Nunu can play this right, I think he can force Jace to always have to push the lane in order to force Nunu away. Because if you allow Nunu to just sit around the creeps, he's just gonna heal up consistently. So he's gonna have to either push him out or just harass him in some way to prevent Nunu from being able to out farm him up in that top lane. I'm not liking this mid matchup for Cass early on, but once she hits that level 6, and if there is a gank from Volibear, it could go very wrong for Ryze very fast.
It's also going to be very interesting to see the counter ganks. Both junglers, if they have the opportunity to catch the other one out, they can do serious damage. I mean, if you have Parasomniac coming in with the Nasus, trying to get that Wither gank, and then Volibear comes out of nowhere and flips him over his shoulder, I mean, both of them can very much shut down any kind of ganking potential if they're in the right place at the right time.
Extremely true. Which lane do you think the junglers are actually going to focus on in this game? I do believe the Nasus would want to go to that bot lane, being that Caitlyn doesn't really have anything to stop that Wither. But I mean, the Lulu peels might be enough to prevent them from going on. But if the Death Sentence can be landed from this Thresh, being that the hook that he has, it would lock up one of the two enemy bot lanes long enough for them to get something on it, especially from the high damage Draven has just in the early levels from his axes and later on into mid game. I do like blue team's possible dragon like at lower levels, especially once Gnosis hits that 6. I mean, Fury of the Sand, just the ticking damage onto that map objective is just great enough to it's just great enough for him to be able to take it and just provide a pretty substantial gold lead to blue team. XsV Gaming. Team fight wise, I'm gonna have to give this to AzianGlow though. Just a massive amounts of CC from this Nunu and Cass right off the bat, followed by the Lulu off Wild Growth onto the Volibear. If he runs in, it's just Caitlyn would be fine sitting in the back, providing all that Caitlyn does, just range damage, especially with all that CC and not only the damage onto the enemy team.
And I want to say thank you to Dylan, LOL College of Casting, for helping us out a little bit, giving us a couple of facts that we can go with, definitely talking to the fans and the watchers. I would actually like to see if maybe you'd like to join us at some point, giving us just a little bit of feedback as to what's going on, a little bit of feedback of how you feel about the matches and what you think is going to happen in the future. So if you're interested, definitely send us a message, and we'll set that up. Right. So it looks like we are loading in. If you can't tell that they're brothers, I think you might be able to now. You've got Glory and NWO. Neither of them have loaded in yet. They're actually back at home right now, where their internet is not as good as normal when they're in their little gaming house that they've got. So we're going to see if that takes a toll, them being a little bit slower than normal, or if they're going to be able to get past it.
And it looks like they've gone ahead and loaded in already. Just being the being the last one to get in. Jace a little bit behind also, but I'm liking the skin battle already. Just one skin, so Reaver Draven. Just I love the particle effect on that, and just like just a blue effect on that Draven. But on the other side, we have Resistant Caitlyn and Thunderlord Volibear. Now. Just by skin battle, I'm gonna have to give it over to AzianGlow. They do have oh wait, no, it's 2-2. Uncle Rise just haven't the two brothers both having the only skins on their team.
Yeah, they play enough League of Legends that they could, understand spending a little bit of money in it, which I'm definitely okay with. I think that Uncle Rise is a very underrated skin. A lot of people say, "Do you have Triumphant Rise?" or some of the other ones, but I think Uncle Rise is probably my favorite.
And right off the bat, we're seeing just a lot of pings coming out. Onto the Nexus. Enemy team unsure of where the purple team is, as would be expected from 20-something seconds into the game.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Alright, so I have to say it because they're not going to get off of my back. Glorious Swole keeps doing shout-outs to his friend Danny. He won't stop messaging me about it. So shout out to Danny. Go Danny. He says, "Thank you for being my #1 fan." They think that you have all chat enabled and you don't, so they're spamming chat.
It's just something that you don't want to distract the viewers with when I follow the same rules as LCS. Unless it's completely necessary to show the chat, it's probably not a great idea.
That's very true.
But surprisingly, unlike the LCS, we're not actually going to see any sort of lane swapping coming from the bot and top lane of purple side. They're just going to have to deal with that early advantage blue team will get from the bottom golems if they decide to do that, especially since both Lulu and Caitlyn will most likely give a smiteless leech to this Volibear, which will put them slightly behind in creeps, alongside the fact that, yes, Draven and Thresh are going to do those double golems. And very effectively, too. Taking very little damage right there. Nunu and Jace both guarding their jungles up upside top. Staying a little bit long there. Yep, and Volibear is going to use his smite on that blue, surprisingly, not needing the smiteless. Well, Nasus, however, did get that smiteless, and is going to be able to take down his blue buff faster, and possibly get to that top lane faster.
I also want to add a little bit about how Volibear is still at Wolves. A lot of junglers will get Wolves first, and then go for blue. He ended up going for blue and then getting Wolves, which is going to slow him down a little bit. Nasus is already on his blue buff, so we'll see if maybe Nasus smites that and starts going up towards red to see if he can find somebody out.
Nasus smiting that early so he could use his Q onto that, allowing him to go a little bit more damage, stacking the extra damage from getting that last hit on it. Volibear is actually going to go ahead and go up top early on before he gets his red buff. Jace actually going to board now, being extremely safe. Thresh throwing.
Oh, we've got to pull on Lulu.
Onto Lulu. Draven going in. Lulu's forced to flash. One more auto attack, and it is enough from Draven. That early damage taking a stall. Thresh taking some unnecessary tower hits, but oh, Caitlyn going for this Draven, but she is going to get knocked out back by the Thresh. The peels far too great. Draven is extremely low, but he will be able to heal that up. Just from auto attacking creeps and just that Doran's Blade, the effective passive on it. Basic attacks restoring 5 health on hit. Meanwhile, Caitlyn being effectively zoned by this ranged auto attack from this Thresh. And if he is able to land another guillotine onto her, I'm pretty sure the damage from this Draven will be enough to take him down. Oh, and they are going to back inside of this bush. I'm not sure they know that Caitlyn does have vision. She's probably going to try to tilt over Peacemaker, and it's not fast enough to hit either of them. Meanwhile, mid lane, we're going to see Nasus going in for this cast rapier. The Wither going onto her. The lockup from Ryze. They are going to go in, and she is forced to flash. I'm pretty sure she is going to get away from this gank. Top lane, Jace playing extremely safe now, backing out, having that.
Oh, we've got the Rise going on to Cassiopeia. The Ignite's down.
Oh, and they both go down. I'm sorry I missed that. I was too busy looking top lane. Volibear going in, possibly going for this Nasus. He is going to run in, flipping it over his back into the minions, actually not autoing him afterwards. Not sure if he meant to do that.
Got Thresh pushing down bot lane. If he gets a hook,
he throws it. He does get the Lulu. The Draven damage going down. Lulu does not have flash. He used it earlier. The exhaust going under, but it's not autoing anymore. Oh, and the final auto attack. It seems as if they were trying to coordinate exactly how much damage they want to do, because Draven looked like he waited a bit for the Thresh auto attack before he finished her off with his final axe.
Now, that's some of the stuff that I was talking about back in Champ Select. Glory is a very aggressive early game AD carry. So he loves playing these champions. He loves playing Draven. He loves playing Twitch. He loves playing those champions that if they get just that little window, they're going to come in and they're going to make you pay for it. And they caught Lulu out twice in a row. And now, I mean, it's a 2-for-0 in that lane. You've got Draven with already got the pickaxe. He's really putting out a lot more damage than Caitlyn is. And we're just going to see if she can come back from that.
Oh, man. Ooh, and Caitlyn is gonna get back to the lane. Thresh is in that bush. I'm not sure she's aware that he's here. He's gonna go. He's gonna get the guillotine onto it. The knockback, the Draven, but she is able to net away in barrier. I'm not sure she wanted to pop that so early. Actually didn't block a lot of damage when she used it when she was already out of range.
Yeah, and that's definitely a good trade for XsV. They get the summoner out. Not a lot of effort on their part. Draven didn't lose a lot of health. So they can keep trading all day long. I mean, those 2 auto attacks and now Lulu's half health.
And we are going to see Volibear over this wall, thinking that he's going to go ahead and run in. The Lulu getting caught out by another guillotine. The knockback from Draven. He's going to take her out again. Lulu 0-3 in laning phase. 640. Just Thresh doing an amazing job catching out that Lulu. He's caused that play to happen 3 times so far, just catching them out every time with that guillotine. Just throw it in there, and every time landing a perfect CC onto that support and immediately bursting him down. The coordination between these two, just amazing. Meanwhile, mid lane, we're going to see Nasus coming in. Cassiopeia is going to be able to get away from that, though. But she is being effectively zoned from EXP and whatnot, having the other successful game from Nasus. It looks as though Nasus is predicting this blue buff going to cast, but they did have vision of him going over. I'm not sure. Oh, and Nasus is going to go in. Area effect going down, but Cassiopeia is able to get that blue buff, but Draven and Thresh are here. They're going to be able to CC that Volibear. Is it enough? It is enough, and they're going to grab another kill. 5-1. Blue buff is going to go to Cassiopeia, but they are going to get the kill onto the jungler.
And we're 7 minutes 43 seconds into the game. It's 5-1. I mean, we're already looking at a 2,500 gold lead, almost 3,000 gold lead. I mean, we're at the point where AzianGlow really needs to make something happen, especially with how aggressive XsV is. If they don't have an answer soon, they're not going to have an answer for the game because the game's going to end really quickly.
XsV doing a great job here. After taking out that jungle, they're going to go 4 against 1 mid lane and take that mid turret. First map objective claimed, going to blue team XsV Gaming, the middle tower. Meanwhile, up top, Jace, knowing that there was a 4v4 bot lane, is able to just push Nunu all the way to tower.
Yeah, and you said at the beginning that Nunu was trying to get Jace to be a little bit too aggressive, a little bit pushed, but because XsV really has control over that Volibear jungle, there really isn't any help for Nunu. There's not much that he's going to be able to do. The Ignite goes down. I don't think it's going to be enough, but the Acceleration Gate Shock Blast, is it going to come out?
It looks
Nope,
like
it looks like Nunu's going to get away.
Oh, and it goes, oh, the range, just a little bit too short. But Volibear is here. He's going to get to the bush just in time. Jace is actually going to stop backing. He's going to go in on it, flipped over his shoulder. Is Volibear going to have enough damage? Jace flashing over that wall. I'm not sure he can escape if his cast does decide to collapse. I'm not sure she's aware. The pings do go down. Cass is going to go, but I'm not sure she was going to be able to catch him with that gate, accelerating Jace out of that fight.
And we've got another pull on Lulu. Lulu's just catching Thresh's Hook all day.
Oh, man. I'm not sure there's a baseball in that throw. I'm not sure why she's catching it. Oh, and Thresh just cleaning up some traps from Caitlyn. Not exactly a Yordle, but walking over it anyways.
She definitely didn't listen to Mr. Krabs when he told her to stay away from the hooks.
Oh.
Sorry. I've been watching too much Freak this weekend.
Yes, Freak is the best. He makes everything entertaining. Thresh just clearing up the traps for his AD carry. They are so far ahead. Throwing down the Whirling Death. Only hitting Lulu on the way there, not the way back. But they are slowly pushing their advantage in this bot lane. I'm expecting their jungler to actually head down here and possibly dive these bottom two eventually. This so much damage coming from Draven and Thresh that it would be... Oh, and they are able to catch up this Caitlyn, but nope. No engage under tower. Playing it safe. Biding their
just
time.
Throw an auto attack on Lulu, chunk her, and walk away.
It looks like purple team is going to go ahead and try to collapse on this bottom lane. Thresh had warded the dragon entrance into the river, so if they do come from that, they will be spotted. But it looks like they're going to go ahead and back out. The lane not being as pushed as they would want for a gank. Looking at farm, it's not so much of a discrepancy in this bot lane. Just the 3 kills, but only about a 16 creep score advantage going to this Draven. The game not being so much farming as just the early lane aggression Draven is known for. This is Nasus waiting up into that top jungle. Nunu very aware that he went there, and it looks like though he's gonna go ahead and just try to take doubles instead. Volibear, meanwhile, in this mid lane, just waiting on his rise. He's just playing so effectively safe, all the way in the back. Cassiopeia trying to go forward, bait him into a fight. Not exactly working. Volibear has... Oh, it looks like she's effectively doing it, but he's still playing it so far back. Draven in that bot lane, aggressing onto Lulu. He's gonna get it. Oh, so much aggression going on this bot lane, and just so effective with that guillotine from the Thresh, just landing every single time. Top lane just being pushed all the way to tower. Nunu actually able to push Jace away from it, but Nunu is incredibly low. Oh, and Volibear coming in to finish him off. He does not have the flash to get away, and Volibear will actually pick up the second kill of the game for Pulpa team. Oh, the dive did not go as they expected it would, and that was just the the sustain and the ability to peel away that Nunu has under tower, and that's exactly what he wanted to do to recover in his lane. Meanwhile, down bot after Lulu being pushed out of that fight and killed, it looks like Draven and Thresh are going to be able to take the second map objective for purple team, for blue team in this game. Just the gold difference now, slightly under 5k, going to team XsV. Ooh, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and go for this dragon. Pink ward going down. They have map vision of it, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and decide to go maybe for this blue buff instead, warding that bush, expecting them to be there. They are able to grab Lulu once again, immediately being bursted down. Lulu 0-5 in this game. Sad day for that Yordle.
Yeah, it's and it's all to Thresh. I mean, every single time I've seen her get caught out so far, it's been because of a Thresh hook. That death sentence is just locked in right now. Reminds me a little bit of the Blitzcrank grabs from the LCS last night. When you get that kind of positioning and you get all of those death sentences down, I can pretty much imagine what's going through Lulu's head right now. It's just, can I just stand anywhere where I'm safe? Or is this just going to come at me at all times?
Ooh, and the first dragon of the game going to blue team. Another map objective. That's 3 for nothing in terms of just global gold going to their team. Now definitely over 5k, nearly close to 6k in gold already, and it's only 14 minutes 2 seconds in. Ooh. And just looking at the ward coverage, you see 1 ward from purple team and 5 wards from the blue team, just and a pink ward at dragon. It's just the gold difference is just showing in the map control as well as the gold.
Yeah, when it comes down to 2 towers, I mean, we're talking 6k gold, 14 minutes into the game. You're at that point where, XsV is just ramping up their items so quickly. You look at the farm. You've got 104 on Draven. You've got 101 on Ryze. You've got 94 on Jace. And the only person in the 90s right now for AzianGlow is Caitlyn with 91. So when it comes down to, they're farming more efficiently, they're getting the kills, they're getting the turrets, they're just doing everything so right now that they're being rewarded in all of those items that normally you wouldn't get until late game. Now, when you've got the other team that's not able to farm efficiently, when they're not able to take objectives, they're not going to be able to get any of those items that they need. So as soon as team fights start happening, which I'm sure they're going to start happening fairly soon, you're going to see that. You're going to see XsV is going to be, and as Nasus comes in, you're going to see how the items work out. Nunu's going to channel his ult and not really.
Oh, and he's going to go down before taking out Jace. That ignite the shield. Is it enough? It is enough. Jace will not go down in that exchange. A great play from blue team. Whew. Taking out Nunu before he's able to take out Jace. Meanwhile, in this mid lane, Cassiopeia, without that blue buff, is just being pressured by this Ryze. Draven and Thresh coming in from behind her, being locked down. Oh, the amount of stacking CC onto that mid laner, and just immediately crushing her. And what's great about that was bot lane was able to effectively prevent the purple side bot lane from going to that mid lane just from the amount of ward covers they had inside the jungle, preventing them from being able to do any damage to that wave and forcing them to choose either between going mid and not knowing exactly where blue team was, or just taking all that farm that was going to the tower. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and just keep pushing bot lane, and this second tier turret is actually going to go down to blue team. And in fact, the top turret also going down. 5 map objectives going to blue team already. And the Thresh pull stacking CCs immediately onto Nunu. Another kill. Going to
I know that
blue
we
team.
don't give out MVPs, but I think that the MVP needs to go to Thresh in this game.
Oh, Volibear extremely low in that top lane, but it looks like his passive is going to slowly heal him up. And Jace, not quite having the range he needs to get that. Meanwhile, mid lane, Thresh actually not in this fight anymore. He actually roamed top. Ryze was aggressed on, but he was able to prevent himself from dying. Thresh,
and he gets
throwing
Lulu
in
again.
all the way in there. Whirling Death, not enough. The lantern, he looks like he walked back to grab the lantern. I would too. I when you see it there and you know you just want to click on it, even if it means walking back into the enemy, you want to grab that. Oh man, so much aggression going on from blue team here. Just top lane, mid lane, bot lane, a lot of pressure everywhere, and they're significantly far ahead that they can do that 3v4, 3v5 if they want to, and just choose a target and pick them off and still claim another objective on the other side of the map. Just so far ahead now. 10k gold lead, 10.4k, 17 minutes in. Oh, and Thresh possibly picking out Lulu here again. Ooh, wolves are in the way. He's gonna flash it! Will he land the guillotine? It looks like he's waiting. Throwing it! Grabs her over the wall! Going over. Draven gets the final attack. Another kill onto Lulu. Oh, poor Lulu. Having half the deaths on his team. It looks like Purple Team wants to collapse on these two, but they are fairly strong, and they do have the ward coverage. They see Volibear going in. Ryze is over that wall. I'm not sure Volibear wants to go in with the rest of his team so far back. And what more is the backup coming to bot lane, even though Jace is continually pushing top, just split pushing so effectively. Oh, Nasus and Ryze. There's the pings coming down blue side. They maybe want to engage onto this bot tower. They are going to... Nope. It looks like they wanted to engage. Nasus taking a lot of tower hits for nothing there. His team just pushing the wave instead of hitting the tower. It looks like they're going to go in. Thresh taking a lot of damage there. Going extremely low, but the carries are safe. They're just absorbing the damage for the carries. Meanwhile, in this top lane, Jace pushing to the tower, taking Volibear extremely low, just pressing onto the other side of the map. The split push, just so effective. Lulu going to go ahead, go to that bot lane. I'm not so sure she's coming in on time. Thresh still providing a lot of utility. Nunu being locked down, taken out, Whirling Death going out. But they are able to take out Draven in return. I'm not sure that was worth it. Draven having so much gold on him, having so much gold in his head, having that 7-0 just before that death. Meanwhile, top lane, Jace still pushing into this tower, providing a lot of pressure to this Volibear. He is going to jump in him under tower, the ignite, the final auto attack. It will go down to Jace, and and Cass is going to be forced to come up here to prevent him from taking that tower. And it looks like blue team's just going to keep pressuring this bottom tower, and they are most likely going to be able to take it down, especially if another guillotine from this Thresh is able to pick out either one of Lulu or Caitlyn.
I'm not 100% sure what was going through Volibear's mind when he went after that Jace. I mean, you've got a full health Jace, level 12, and you're a level 8 Volibear. What are you expecting that you're going to do there? I mean, what did he think that by flipping him was going to happen? I'm not 100% sure what was going on with that thought process. Maybe he thought he'd get a couple of tower shots and that might be able to help him, but I mean, his passive was down. He didn't have a lot of stuff, and he didn't have a lot of health either. So 1v1ing a Jace 4 levels down, I don't even think the tower is going to be able to help you in that situation.
I'm pretty sure he was just trying some scare tactics, throwing Jace into the tower, hoping that the tower hits would scare him away. Maybe just to hold the tower as long as he can, having no range to attack anything, pushing that wave, preventing Jace from taking that tower. He just wanted to be able to do something, but it was a pretty poor decision to try to send Volibear to stop a range character from pushing into tower. This is the usefulness of Jace, just being able to switch between melee and range and providing pressure in either form. It looks like blue team is going to go ahead, send the pings on to Baron, go ahead with that. They don't have any ward coverage. Actually, neither team having much ward coverage in this top jungle. We cycled through that. No ward coverage from either side. But they are going to go ahead and invade that top jungle just to try to put some deterrence. Oh, and the poke going on to Cassiopeia. Cass still wanting to know if they are doing Baron. Oh, and the ghost coming on from Nasus. Oh, the flash from Cassiopeia. They're not going to be able to catch on him. But the Wither going on to Volibear. They're going to aggress onto him. All the damage. Volibear does go down. They are down their only tanky player. I'm not sure. Oh, and the flash is chasing after the enemy team. It looks like they want to close this out. Nunu being caught out here. Immediately bursted down. Their team's just getting picked off one after another as they try to escape. they're so far ahead in gold lead that purple team just decides not to fight. And as they're running away, just the amount of CC coming down from that Thresh, coming down from that Rise, coming down from that Gnosis is just gonna slowly pick them off one by one as the entirety of blue team just aggresses on to whoever gets locked down.
Yeah, and that's a really good point that you just made in chat. It was a great blind stand aside. That was something that I wanted to bring up in Champ Select. A lot of people were talking about the Nunu Cassiopeia, but if Nunu starts channeling his ult and he gets the stand aside, it's going to cancel, and that's what happened. He tried to ult in the bush. He tried to, channel up his damage as much as possible, and stopping that was just huge for them. It really allowed them to go in, kill him, and keep that momentum that they needed.
Looks like there's further game Global Gold taking onto this dragon as well as already claiming that Baron. Securing soon in 5k, nearly 5, 6, 7k, twice the gold of purple team. Just blue team doing a phenomenal job claiming map objectives, jumping on to core players of the purple team, picking them out with that CC. Volibear being locked down before he can throw that Rise over his shoulder. He's going to be taken extremely low, and the Rise is going to get that from a distance even after that flash. Cass being jumped onto, 2 targets, Nunu, Cass. Nunu going extremely low, Cass going down first, but Lulu before Nunu, and then the only one that left live is Caitlyn. She's going to flash, but she is withered. They are going to go in. The flash is coming after, and all that damage, the ace for the 21-3, 23 minutes in. Looks like they're going to close this out. Top tower extremely low, about halfway. They're going to decide to go on that. The coordination between the team hopefully will be enough. They do have 3 seconds before Volibear comes up. Jace is extremely low, but it looks like they're going to claim the first inhibitor. 2 inhibitors after that team fight. Middle and top going to blue team. And the rest of purple team spawning right about now. Jace is extremely low. I'm not sure they want to continue this fight, but they do have the CC, and if they are able to pick out players and purple team does run, they will be able to basically just insta-give one of the players from purple team before they are able to provide any sort of damage onto those key players who are low, Thresh and Jace. Jace is healing up now with that Bloodthirster. Oh.
So what, in your mind, I mean, your team's down 3-21. You're down you've almost got half the gold that the other team has. What do you do? How do you come back from this?
Well, the key thing was if you had paid attention to the builds like early on, it's just experience basically. Besides like playing against Thresh, it's difficult to play against a good Thresh, being caught out all the time. But this Caitlyn grabbing that. Having no gold, she decides to grab the Doran's Blades, the Vamp Scepter, and the level 2 boots early on, while Draven was able to just provide himself with a pickaxe early on, and just Draven already having the insane amount of damage was able to just steamroll bot lane after that, having just more damage output in general than Caitlyn. Any sort of trade from that guillotine just going in his favor. I would have had some more presence bot lane and just leave Nunu to his own court, because Nunu will be able to actually win out any sort of dive onto him with his extreme amount of slow, and we saw that earlier when Gnosis and Jace went on that, and they both went extremely low, and Jace got caught out by the Volibear afterward, just cleanup. So Nunu would have been fine top. I think the jungler should have had a little bit more presence bot lane, maybe jumping onto that Draven as soon as they jumped onto Lulu, preventing him to getting any damage, even when Thresh CCs out Lulu, because if they go for your support, and the support's going to take some damage for you, I mean, I kind of make that equal to a shield, because if they're doing the damage to the support, they're not doing damage to your carry, and if your carry can do the damage back onto their carry, the trade goes out in your favor, because after that, once they take out your support and you take out their AD carry, it will be the purple side AD carry versus the blue side support, and hopefully their jungle will be there too, and just maybe recover that bot lane.
Now, we're looking at pretty much what looks like the end of the game. I mean, we've got one Nexus turret left up, got quarter health, got the super minions. You know, it's pretty much this final push. Unless something happens, it looks like it's going to be the end of the game. I mean, this really goes back to, it was a very aggressive early game. Those two kills for Draven right off were pretty huge. They allowed him to just ramp completely and now they're just picking off whoever they want to pick off.
Oh, and the Rise flashing in after that. Caitlyn, she does go down with barrier, but it is not enough. Blue team picking her out. This is going to be the final fight. Nunu getting off a fairly long cast of his ultimate. I'm surprised they did not stop that. He is going to go extremely low. It didn't do enough to pressure them away. They are going to go in. And the cleanup crew just going in. Cass, Lulu, Caitlyn's down. And the Super Minions take down the final Nexus Third. And they are going to clear this out. And that's GG. The game going to XsV Gaming.
Final hits going down on the Nexus. Maybe. They keep messing with Nunu.
It looks like they want to go ahead and dive this. Are they going to go ahead and do it?
Nope. The Nexus dies in time. You live this time, Nunu. GG's everywhere. Good game. Winner is XsV Talent Gaming. What we're